you know all the languages in the world, but you don't know your mother tongue? That is enslavement. The English language was never just a tool of communication. It was and has always been a weapon of colonization. During colonization, speaking the English language allowed access to power, while speaking your mother tongue risked being seen as uneducated, backwards, and at times even rebellious. So the study of English has never been neutral. And behind this reverence for the literary canon lies a much deeper truth, that English was never just taught to us. It was in fact imposed and exported alongside Christianity, gunpowder, and the railways. And so it became central to the cultural enterprise of the empire. Throughout the British Empire, the English language was used to civilize. It offered the illusion of upward mobility, while demanding the erasure of indigenous languages. To be fluent in English was to gain access to power. But what Thiongo asks is what happens when the same language that once offered access is also the one that is used to silence you. Decolonizing the Mind is a deeply personal essay collection that doubles as both a memoir and a manifesto. In it, Ngugi traces his decision to abandon writing in English completely and return to his mother tongue Kikuyu as both a political and artistic choice. One of the main arguments in this book is that colonization did not end with the departure of the colonizers. It just moved into invisible territories like school, publishing, and the media. But most importantly, language. In schools across Africa and much of the global south, students are taught to prize English and European literature, while their own languages are reduced to informal use or just banned outright, which, aside from disrupting cultural community, ultimately alienates children from themselves. Ngugi uses his own experience from being a child writer in English to being imprisoned by the Kenyan state for writing in Kikuyu. He made this choice to illustrate the psychological cost of linguistic colonization. He contends that the true project of colonization must begin with the recovery of indigenous languages. Though decades have passed since its publication, Decolonizing the Mind remains alarmingly relevant. Even today, authors across the global south are praised more for mastering standard English than for crafting stories in Yoruba, Wolof, or Tagalog. As for the Academy, many English departments still treat post-colonial literature as an optional add-on, while Shakespeare remains required reading. Ngugi's work is about language, yes, but it's also about dignity. If you're someone that speaks a language at home that you were taught to leave at the school gates, then this book might hit a little too close to home. But maybe that's the point.